Joining me here in studio, Kevin Richards with our tech news from Ventura Web Design. You want to find out more about Ventura Web Design, go to allenstock.com. On the right-hand side of the page, you'll see the little Ventura Web Design logo, and there you are. And you can get in touch with Kevin or anyone who works with him or for him or anything like that. If you want to join in right now, 702-257-5396. Tell me about some of the things you can do with Google. I know you had been mentioning something off the air about cool tricks with Google. What is this all about?
Google's always rolling out neat new things you can do, and the latest and greatest is, if you've ever been somewhere you needed to flip a coin to make a decision and you didn't have a coin available, pull out your Google phone, pull out your iPhone.
And it'll flip a coin for you?
Go to Google, say flip a coin, and it'll flip it right there. It'll give you a random heads or tails. You actually even get to see the animation. You get to see the coin flip, and it comes right back down and tells you what you got. You can also roll a dice or roll a die. How do you say it is? A single dice? Is it a die?
That would be a die.
Two?
No,
a dice is singular, right?
A dice would be two.
Is it?
I think, yeah, die.
Well, anyway, you can roll the dice with Google, and it'll roll one dice, and it's a six-sided, and so it's cool. You know, those are called Easter eggs, by the way. So that kind of leads
Easter eggs.
That kind of leads into something else we're going to talk about for your Black Friday shopping.
Yes.
The Target app should have some Easter eggs in it that are going to give you some super deep discounts, even if you're in the store. So if you download the Target app on your phone while you're out there shopping, you'll also find some little presents in there.
All right, my concern. Target had problems with people hacking into them and getting people's credit cards.
But everybody's had problems. Everyone.
All right, so I shouldn't worry about it?
No.
No matter where I go and what I do, there's always a possibility.
They're absolutely true. And, with credit cards, you know that you're only obligated to pay up to $50, and the credit card company has to cover the rest, especially if you notify them right away that your card's been stolen. What's interesting is that they're finding it way faster than even you are finding it. We used to say go to your credit card statement at the end of the month and make sure there's no fraudulent charges on there. With all the technology now, the credit card companies are catching it. They're calling you and saying, hey, your card's been stolen. We're going to fix it for you. Thank you so much for your business. Have a great day.
All right. So I got my phone here. If I went to Google, you're going to tell me that I could actually
go to Google, type in roll the dice or flip a coin, and you'll be able to see it right there in front of you.
And it would do flip a coin.
All now, if you're driving, don't do this while you're driving.
All right. I'll try it later on, but I will try it though. Roll the dice or flip a coin. I'll try that in a little bit. Tell me about some of the travel tips that we can get from Google as well.
So Google, being big data, they have access to their Google Maps, and anybody who's considering traveling next week for Thanksgiving should be paying attention to these things. So based upon Google Maps data, and they also own another app called Waze, W-A-Z-E, and that is a social GPS app. So basically anybody who's on that, it'll tell you if they're traveling, it'll tell you if they're stuck in traffic, if there's a slowdown. But anyway, what Google did is they looked at when is the worst time to travel next week. And they found that clearly the worst day to travel is Wednesday. And
right, we knew that.
Yeah, but the data supports it, so it's always fun to see that. But if you have to travel on Wednesday, the worst time for traffic is actually between 3 and 5 p.m. So if you can go in the morning, or if you can go sometime after 5, after 7 o'clock is when the traffic really dies down. So it's, the data says leave before 2 or after 7. And the other neat thing is if you're traveling back home, don't do it on Saturday. Again, kind of common sense, but it's neat to see that the data is backing it up, because traffic can be up to 40% busier on Saturday. But the real takeaway from this is if you are going to be traveling, download an app called Waze, W-A-Z-E, and tell it where you're going, and it will tell you, based upon what other people who are driving in the same areas are doing, it'll tell you if you're going to be running into a traffic jam. It's pretty cool.
So Waze.com?
No, just go to your app store and type in Waze,
okay.
W-A-Z-E, and that's where you're going to find the app. And what's funny is a lot of people in Los Angeles are using this. And as we all know, the 405 freeway is an absolute nightmare, always.
Correct.
And what's happening is people are using the Waze app, and they're ending up traveling through a lot of residential areas. And these homeowners are getting really upset about that. So they're getting smart. They're downloading the Waze app as well, and they're making it seem like the traffic is busy.
What does it cost, by the way?
It's free.
Oh, okay. I like that.
Best things in life are free, right?
Keep on thinking free. All right, let's talk about this woman who got money from Google Maps because they took a picture and she had to bend over and they got her cleavage. What is that about?
Oh, she was in Canada, and I think she was on her porch, and the Google Maps car drove by and was, taking a picture of the street and showing you what you see when you drive down the street. And I think it's pretty accurate. I mean, if she's out there, that's what you're going to see when you're driving by her house. A judge in Canada disagreed with me a little bit. He said that her privacy shouldn't be violated like that, and he awarded her $2,250 plus an additional $160 in court costs.
Seriously?
He did.
Just because she bent over and they had to take a picture of her?
Well, even Google blurred out her face, and her face wasn't as part of the picture, but they said that it was still identifiable enough. You knew who it was, and she claims that she had a lot of mental stress as a result of this. And she filed.
The 2250 will help ease that mental stress. Yeah.
Right, she had so much stress that she waited two years to file the lawsuit. Mm-hmm. She was looking for $45,000 from Google. I'd love it if Google gave me $45,000.
I'd like it if they gave me $2250.
Yeah, that too.
I mean,
I don't know. I just think it's silly. The judge said that. Just because you're out in public and people have the person taking a photograph has a right to be where he or she is at and has a right to be taking a photograph. He seems to say that is not necessarily the case. You don't have the right to then take that photograph and publish it in a way that harms the other person.
All right, real quick, coming toward the end. Next Friday, a week from tomorrow, is Black Friday, but Thursday is really Black Thursday because some of the stores are open all day long, and they're going to, they should not be, by the way. It's a criminal thing, I think, to be open on Thanksgiving.
Well, I have to disagree with you a little bit on that because I used to be young, and I
still am.
And I signed up to work at the grocery store on Thanksgiving because I got overtime. I thought it was awesome.
I think it's awesome that families are together for certain holidays.
I was still together.
All right.
We took care of it in the morning and celebrated in the afternoon.
What can people do to buy online so they can mitigate having to go out for Black Friday and Black Thursday?
You just the Black Friday deals have almost already started. All the normal stores and retailers, they are realizing that e-commerce is where it's at. E-commerce is growing by leaps and bounds. It is going to become harder and harder for brick and mortars to compete. There's no reason for you to go out and shop at those Black Friday deals unless you really want to grab onto a super special deal that they happen to be having in store. But there's so many deals online, and there's websites out there that are monitoring the sales. They'll take 10 items and they'll look at it across multiple different retailers, and they'll watch the sales as they happen as it gets closer to the day. The internet's it's the way to go.
All right. There are holidays that you can work, you get overtime, double time, but not Thanksgiving and Christmas. People also spend time with their families. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Now, you want to work, and I say we don't do it.
That's true.
So I'll tell you, you call it heads or tails. We'll find out which works. Go ahead.
We're going with heads.
All right, you go with heads. And tails.
Oh, you win. Okay, I won't work on Thanksgiving.
There you go. All right, I just wanted to make sure. It's easy. It's an easy app to get. If you want to find out more about Ventura Web Design, they created my webpage by way of disclosure. A great webpage.
And your Facebook page. Don't forget to promote that.
That's right. You did a great job with that, too. So I appreciate that. Go to allenstock.com. On the right-hand side of the page, you'll see the Ventura Web Design logo. Click onto that, and you can get in touch with our very own Kevin Richards, who will not be here next week because it is
Thanksgiving.
That's right. And he's not working on Thanksgiving, neither am I. We're going to be with our families. My daughters will be out, though. They want to go out in the middle of dinner, I think, to go shopping somewhere. So you got to be kidding me.
As does my wife. She loves it.
Oh, we'll put them all together and have a bus take them all around together somewhere.
We'll have security go with them.
Does she really? Your wife lives with
She does. Well, she likes to do it later in the evening when the kids are asleep, actually.
I'm telling you, she's as bad as my kids. All right. Thank you very much. Kevin Richards, Ventura Web Design.